Good morning, friends. This is Springs in the Desert, and I'm Desert. I want to welcome you to my channel. If it's your first time here, cool, thanks. I hope you like it. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Anyway, today I'm going to be making a bulk batch of a multi-purpose, but basically taco meat. I'm using ground turkey and some ground Italian sausage. And because of the added sausage, there's going to be a lot of fat, so I'm going to have to blot some of the fat out after it all cooks. And I have 6 white chopped onions, and I have 3 bell peppers, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 yellow, I believe. And we'll be adding garlic, and we'll be adding my homemade taco seasoning, and then we'll be parceling it out into smaller packages to put in the freezer. I'm just about to make my yearly famous November trip to Nogales, and that's when I purchase the most things and bring them home. So I need to make room in my freezer, so I'm using up freezer stuff and trying to condense them because I'm bringing home my Christmas ham and my Thanksgiving turkey, and those take up a lot of room in the freezer. So this is how I'm taking care of some of it today. Now, I prefer cooking in bulk. Always. I'm only going to do this once. I feel like I need to do it once to explain, but I really don't like talking about this much publicly. But the reason why I say I'm partially handicapped is I have what is known as, it's called ankylosing spondylitis. And it is evident in my neck and in my lumbar portion of my spine. So far, they say it's a progressive disease and they don't know where it's going to go next, but that's what I'm dealing with right now. And what happens is the bones grow together, and so you have lack of mobility, loss of mobility, and sometimes nerves are pinched in between where the bones have grown together, and that causes constant pain. Now, I've done a lot of training to deal with that because I don't want to take a bunch of pain medications. I don't like how they make my brain all muddy. I'd rather just, I take ibuprofen, I take a mild muscle relaxant, a couple of things, but some herbs. But I prefer not to overload myself on any day work-wise because I find that lessens my pain a lot. Helps greatly. And so I plan out my time very carefully so that I don't push myself too far, and I don't feel like I need strong pain medication for that. And then once a day at 7:30 in the evening, I go to my bedroom and I prop up my feet because I have slightly poor circulation, and I lay out flat on my back and I prop up my feet higher than my heart, and that allows my feet and my ankles and my lower legs and all to drain better without having to use any type of diuretics or anything like that. I used to be on diuretics, and by this practice I've been able to eliminate them entirely. Now, I started feeling like that was just completely downtime, and I'm really active and kind of compulsive. So I have to be doing something all the time. It can be reading, it can be crocheting, it can be, it doesn't have to be really physically active, but I've got to be accomplishing something. So I started doing arm exercises. I'm laying there flat on my back and my arms aren't doing anything anyway. And I like playing phone games. So I would play one level of whatever game I'm into right then, and then at the end of the level, I do a bunch of arm exercises. And I keep small weights that I put around my wrists by the side of my bed. So I turned that hour of downtime into something progressive and positive, and to where I felt like I was accomplishing something. I'm burning off some calories. I'm keeping my energy up and my circulation as best as I can. So that's the AS and the circulation. Then I have severe arthritis, and that is severe in my feet, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, neck, and the lower back, also on top of the AS, the ankylosing spondylitis. So I cannot accomplish in a day anywhere near what I used to. So a lot of times you will see me in different clothes, because I will do the beginning of a video, one day, and then I'll put all the stuff away in the fridge and finish it the next day in another outfit, and I apologize for that, but I'd rather be chipping away at it than not doing it at all. And it keeps my mind really active, and it keeps my body more active than it would otherwise, and it distracts me from my body, which is really helpful. And I don't want you to think that I am suffering the trauma. No, I yes, I am uncomfortable 24/7. There's not a doubt about it, okay? But I have trained in biofeedback techniques, and I practice meditation and yoga and various things that help me to deal with the pain, as well as taking over-the-counter things like ibuprofen or acetaminophen, normally acetaminophen. But I have a few other things that I use to help me cope with the pain, and we will have videos on those at a later date. So if you are having trouble coping with the way that your body is feeling, maybe these techniques can help you too. But one thing at a time. And today, it's taco meat. And I'm going to break these, when I'm all finished, I'm going to break it up into small packages. And then we will have a series of videos of various recipes. I'll probably do, because I'm guessing I'm going to end up with about 6 packages. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have 3 recipes on one video, and then the other 3 recipes on the other video, if it works out the way I think it's going to. And like one of them will be chili, and one of them will be tacos, But we'll see, and we'll take it from there. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll get into the intro. Okay, this is getting ready to start our taco meat. Now, this is a bag of 6 small white sweet onions. You can see it's kind of fat. I would have frozen it in one flat sheet, but the lady that helps me at the house put it in the fridge. These are the 3 peppers that are chopped up, the Italian sausage, and the turkey meat, my taco seasoning. And if you see in the back, I make my own bug sprays and mosquito repellent and laundry linen sprays and lots of stuff like that. So we'll be handling those sorts of things also in the cake decorating and crafts portion of this channel. So I got my big pan standing by, and we're about to begin. Okay, so we've got both meats in there, and I really like this spatula. It's very heavy duty, it doesn't bend or anything. I start out by cutting up the meat with it, and then I smash it with the back of the spatula. I used to use one of those neat little things with the fins that you would break it all up with. But if you have watched my video on black plastics, you'll know why I don't use that anymore. I'll link that here. I'm using some of my bamboo washable paper towel replacements to soak up the grease. This is the third one. Lots of grease from that little chub of sausage. That frozen block of onions is starting to break up. Got our onions stirred in, and now it's time for the peppers. There's those beautiful colors. And now I'm going to add in my garlic. I'm so glad that I processed these in bulk so that when I need it, I just come here. See, I did this in November of last year. Well, actually, that's not true. I've refilled it since then. Okay, there are the 3 frozen garlic pucks in there, and I dropped the bag on my tile floor a couple times and broke them all up into individual pieces again. All right, the garlic is all cooked in, and if you recall, I mopped up all of the fats with the bamboo towels. So what you're seeing there is just the liquid that all of the vegetables are giving off. So while there's still liquid in there, I'm going to put in the taco seasoning because the liquid will help freshen up the spices. And I'm using it generously. Yeah. Give it a couple of minutes to go in here, and I'll give it a taste test and see if we need to include more. Like I said before, I make my own taco seasoning, and I made a video of 7 different spice mixes and the recipes for them. I'll put a link to that in this video so that you can go there if you want to. And if you go there for a spice mix recipe, you don't have to watch the whole video because it's really lengthy and it's kind of dry. Actually, it's not that entertaining, but it's got a lot of good information. So I put timestamps on there so you can look in the description underneath, and it will tell you what recipe is at what time so that you can go and specifically see what you're interested in. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes to give this a taste and see if we need to add more seasoning. So here's our finished packaged up taco meat. We have 7 packages. 6 of them are 10 or 10.1 ounces, and one of them is 8.2 ounces, the 7th, the last one. So I'll be putting these all together double bagged in a giant Ziploc freezer bag and popping these in the freezer for future easy meal prep. And we'll have videos later on showing you different recipes and ways of using this meat. Okay, so here's a case of me recording the ending on a different day, different outfit. At any rate, the spiced meat turned out really well. I'm very happy with it. I saved it in 10-ounce approximately bags because that's how I figure we'll use it. It's just my son and I, and if we break that up half and half, you know, when it's mixed with whatever else we're going to have it with, it's plenty. It's plenty to add to a rice dish to thicken it up, you know, put 2 of them into a small pot of chili, you know. So those are all set aside, and we'll get to those recipes and show you how to use them. And I want to thank you very much for being here. And if you can please leave me a comment of where you're watching this from. I'm kind of a nerd, and this big space on the side there is going to be holding a world map. And I bought the world map last weekend when I was in Nogales. And next week I'll be going to Office Depot or Home Depot or whatever in Los Mochis and find a big cork board, to put the map up on. And then I want to put in push pins in every location that people tell me they're watching from. And I just think that would be awesome. I'm Irish by blood, American by birth, Italian by marriage. I was married to an Italian for 43 years, and you can't help but have some of it rub off on you, especially recipes. But I've lived in Mexico for almost 20 years. So I really appreciate different cultures and different types of food and different histories and religions, and I just inhale all of that stuff. I love it. When I first went to college, I was an anthropology major. World cultures is what I studied. I ended up getting my degree in psychology after many changes, but at any rate, I love cultures and different customs and, like I said, foods and textiles and styles, and it's just the arts and all. It's just, I find it fascinating. So I would really love it if you would tell me where you're from. And of course, if you like what you see, please click the subscribe button. And if you click the bell icon, it'll let you know every time that we upload a video, which will be twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. Sometimes we might do more, but I'll at least do that much. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Toodles.